Hey, what's going on, Diego? This is Gavin Kraft. We spoke earlier today on the phone in regards to sending you this video. So I know we briefly talked about a possible website build in your future. So I just wanted to send you this so that you can see the tips, tricks that I use to help local business owners rank to the #1 spot in the organic search here. So I'm going to just jump right into it. So as you can see, I just searched Salt Lake, Utah epoxy. And this Salt Lake epoxy business right here, and it's pulling up in this #1 position. Now, once your website's built, obviously this is where we want to be. We want to be sitting in the #1 spot so that anytime people search something related to Salt Lake and epoxy work, whether it's epoxy flooring, bathrooms, garage, you're always pulling up in this #1 spot here. So I'm going to be showing you everything that they're doing and then how you can beat them based off of the data that their website's providing to me. So let's just jump right into it. So as you can see, this is their website here. Now it's important to note that Google is really looking for right around 1,500 words to really optimize your homepage and your website. So I went ahead and I copied all the content on this business's page and I put it in a word counter. And they're sitting at 347 words, which honestly is pretty low. And that is a very beatable number. So if you guys come in with right around 1,500 words with the content that you guys will be writing, it's not going to be very hard to surpass them. Now, it's also important to include quality keywords, throughout the content that you will be writing. And that helps Google just understand everything that's on your page. So when those keywords match with what people are actually searching for, your page becomes more relevant, which means higher rankings, more clicks, and ultimately more customers finding you instead of the competitors. And if you take a look at this software I've got over here called Ahrefs, it's $130 a month if you want to check it out. But as you can see, I've got the competitors URL in there. And they actually have quite low numbers, and I'm surprised that they're in that top spot. So, these are good guys to beat out of that position. So as you can see, they've got 2 organic keywords. Those keywords are bringing in an additional 34 clicks to their website per month. And you can click right here and you can see all the data regarding their keywords. So normally, you want to look for keywords that are more specific for the services that you're going to be offering, and then including those within your 1,500 words of content that you'll be writing. And then that will be beneficial because you'll want the ones with the highest search volume and the lowest KD score, because when they have a low KD score, you're able to rank those words up higher and more quickly so that you can dominate that #1 spot without it taking, 5 months. So I could show you in another video on how you would find more relatable keywords. You can go into Google Keyword Planner and you can search, epoxy flooring in the location, so Salt Lake City, and you can see the actual search volume for each specific keyword. And then you can pick and choose from Google Keyword Planner and incorporate that into your content. So that leads me right to my second point, which is citations. So what citations are is pretty much your name, address, and your phone number, and anywhere this information here can be found. So normally it's found on the bottom of the website. Sometimes, you have a phone number up top here. But when you have more citations, a good place to start would just be social medias, getting a Facebook, Instagram, Yelp, Tumblr, Twitter. That's a good place to, get a good foundation of citations. But I can show you later on how to get more of them, because when you get more citations, you dominate this Google map pack here. So these guys are pulling up because of this specific keyword. So if you rank with the right keywords, that are getting searched often in Google, and you pair that with the amount of citations, you're going to be pulling up in this #1 spot here. And then, you get 1,500 words of content, you'll also be #1 in the organic search position. So citations, #1 spot in the Google map pack here, and then word count and keywords, is for this position right here. Now that brings me to my third point, which is backlinks. So what backlinks are, kind of in simple terms to explain, it's when site A is giving credibility to site B. So say, for example, you've got your website made. Now there's a well-known blog in Salt Lake City that does maybe epoxy reviews, and they're a credible source in the eyes of Google, and they mentioned your brand. So now your business is getting the authority from their website, which is allowing you to rank up higher and higher. Now, it's important to note that not all backlinks are created the same. Say, for example, Pizza Hut wrote an article around, your guys' epoxy service. Yeah, that's a backlink, but it's not really credible, and it's not going to give you that power to rank up higher and above the competitors. So if we look over here in Ahrefs again, you can take a look at all of the competitors' backlinks. So they only have 18, which again is pretty low. And I'm surprised that they're in that #1 spot with how low all of these numbers. But again, that just shows you how beatable these guys are, so you can take over that spot. So having a 1-to-1 ratio like this is pretty good. And if you were to go in, you can click right here and you can see all of their authoritative backlinks that they have registered their business in. So these are all directories, and you can go register your business in all of these same ones. If you register them with a higher domain rating, like these 82s, that's going to have a little more impact, which will be beneficial when you're trying to rank up higher in that organic search. So you can go in, snag all 18 of these, and then probably get another 100 or maybe even 200 of these authoritative backlinks, so that you just dominate the competition in all three of these aspects. All right, so just to kind of wrap things up, #1, we went over content, the importance of having 1,500 words for real optimization and having those quality keywords so Google knows who to send over to your site. #2, citations, having at least 100 to 200 citations, starting with social medias, so you can take over this spot here in the Google Map Pack. And #3, backlinks. You'll just need more relevant sites pointing at you guys. So Google is seeing that you have the authority and they're allowing you to, obtain this position right here. And if you start implementing these strategies, you can be #1 across Google. And you saw here that, they aren't too difficult to beat out. So I bet you're wondering, well, what now? So you can either just go along with all the information I've provided you today and do it completely on your own, which again, I'm cool with. All I'm asking for is just some feedback on the video. However, if you want the more effective route and you want me to kind of help you out on your website build, then you can just give me a call at 435-640-5329. Once again, my name is Gavin Kraft and my number is 435-640-5329. I look forward to hearing back from you, Diego. Have a great rest of your day.